Travel season is here, and you're probably starting to think about all the cute outfits and fun places you'll be going to, but there's a big problem. You're an overpacker, and you always bring way too much. And let's be honest, you never wear half of what you packed, so why do you keep doing it? Packing light without having to sacrifice your style is easier than you think. So in this video, I'll show you the exact packing system that can easily fit up to 2 weeks in a carry-on bag only, and even leaves room for a little shopping if you want. Let's start with what you need to bring. If I'm traveling for a week or more, I always like to use a carry-on sized rolling suitcase and one personal item. You can totally bring a tote bag or something even cuter, but I always tend to bring a backpack. It's practical, and I always prefer to be as hands-free as possible when traveling. This is the suitcase I always use, but I know some of you will be screaming at me that it's way too big and way too heavy, so always make sure to check the baggage size limit and for any weight restrictions before flying. I've never had a problem with this bag, but some budget airlines or smaller airplanes will try to charge you extra for a bag like this, or they'll have weight and size restrictions for what they consider to even be a carry-on, so just make sure to check your baggage allowance before flying to avoid any surprises or added fees. With the bags out of the way, the next thing I always bring are these packing cubes. If you haven't traveled with them and you're an organizational freak like me, then I think you're really missing out. They're a game changer when it comes to keeping your things organized, and these ones are really handy because they're actually compressible, so you can save even more space in your luggage if you need it. I love to use these too because it just makes it really easy to find what you're looking for, plus they just add an extra layer of protection for your clothes if anything does happen to spill in your suitcase. Ask me how I know. Now that you have your gear ready to go, let's get into what clothes to bring. My favorite method of packing, especially if I'm going to be gone for more than a week, is to use the 5-4-3-2-1 method. I've been packing with this method for a few years now, and so far it's allowed me to pack everything I need without feeling like anything's missing, and it's never left me wishing I brought more. If you've never heard of this method, it's as easy as it sounds. You bring 5 tops, 4 bottoms, 3 pairs of shoes, 2 layering pieces, and 1 of anything else you need like pajamas, workout gear, and your accessories. And feel free to tweak this to your needs. Swap out a bottom for a skirt or a dress, or lose a top for an extra pair of sandals if you have the room. However you decide to customize it, I think the 5-4-3-2-1 method is a great framework that just lets you bring enough to maximize your outfits without feeling bored of your clothes or having them get too stinky. And before you freak out and tell me that you could never do this, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. The key to truly packing light is laundry. Bring clothes that both wash and wear well, in addition to being cute, and you'll be covered for weeks or even months at a time. And hot tip, I always pack these little laundry strips in my suitcase. They literally take up no space and there's no spills to worry about. I'll leave them linked down below. So now that you know the way you're going to pack, it's time to answer the burning question of, what are we wearing? Since you have a limited amount of clothes to bring, it's really important to choose items that feel good but are also versatile and wearable for where you're going. So before you get excited and start building out the travel capsule wardrobe, planning your outfits, first I think you need to know these 3 things: the vibe of where you're going, the weather, and what you're going to be doing. Once you know this, it's going to be a lot easier to narrow down your pieces. Because think about it, the clothes you bring will be different depending on if you're going to cities like London, Paris, or Milan versus a seaside town or a cottage in the country. The vibe I'm packing for today is early summer in the city. So I know that I'm mainly going to need something that covers comfort, versatility, and I need pieces that can be dressed up and down. Once you know this, here's what you're not going to do. You're not, I repeat, you are not going to start packing specific outfits. This will always leave you overpacked, your luggage overweight, and I guarantee you your clothes unworn. Instead, pack for the activities and the vibe that you want. Your clothes need to be able to play together. You want to be able to wear one outfit in the morning while grabbing coffee, and then you want to be able to easily swap an item out and be able to wear that look to dinner. And this is easier than you think when you have the right pieces, which is where I'd like to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, Unbound Merino. They sent me a few pieces from their best-selling travel collection, so I'm going to be packing a few of them and giving them a go for this trip. What's really cool about them is that all of their pieces are specifically designed to minimize the amount of clothes you need to bring. They even say that their clothes can be worn for weeks without needing to be washed, and that's because everything's made out of super fine merino and merino wool blends. Merino wool is kind of a super fiber where it's naturally antibacterial and odor resistant, which actually makes it perfect for travel capsules. It's also crease resistant, insulating in the cold weather but breathable in the warm, and it's ultra fast drying so you can wash it on the go. Out of what they sent me, my favorites are these lightweight travel pants, which I decided to get in navy. They're super lightweight with a touch of stretch to them, so they're perfect for long flights and travel days, but they also dress up so easily. And BTW, they are a Canadian company, so gotta love that. I also love the attention to detail they have in their clothes, like the discreet zipper on the leggings or these hidden pockets for extra security in the pants. And everything is so lightweight, they take up pretty much no space. I'll be packing a few more pieces in my capsule so you can have a closer look, but if you're interested in any of the pieces for your next trip, I'll be sure to leave everything linked down below. Your support of the brands I work with also supports me so I can keep making these videos. So I just want to say thanks. And now we know that we're packing the vibe we want, not necessarily outfits. Let me show you exactly what I'm bringing so you can see how it all works together. First thing I'm packing is a plain white t-shirt. This one is definitely a bit more on the casual side, which is fine because it still can be dressed up and dressed down, but it's going to be great for lounging. I can wear it on the plane, but if I am going to fold it, I like to do the brick method. So I will just sort of fold the t-shirt at the collar so that it's the width of the collar and let it collapse in on itself, fold it in half once and then fold it in half twice, and it turns into this almost little bit of a brick shape that, if you really wanted it to, can stand on its own. That way it very easily just goes into your packing cube and you can see everything that you packed standing up at a glance, which is really handy. I'm a t-shirt girl through and through, so I always like to pack a black t-shirt and a white t-shirt. This is just an oversized black t-shirt that I can layer, that I can wear on its own. But if I'm not feeling the white, then I'm gonna go for the black. In this capsule, this is gonna be my color palette. It's fairly neutral, easy to mix and match. So let's just make sure that all the things work together. That is definitely not to say that you can't have a wardrobe full of color. I'm actually craving just a little bit, so I'm gonna be packing this little tank top that I got here. This one just feels a touch more elevated. It has a nice back detail. It can add just like a nice little pop of color. I'm not craving to be anything too loud or too out there. For tank tops, I just like to fold it in again to be the size of the neckline. Fold it once, fold it twice, and fold it 3 times, and that way it turns into that little brick. This tank top is super handy because you can remove the straps, so it can become a tube top if I want it. It can become a very minimalist 90s tank top if I want it. So pretty easy, versatile. It's almost like bringing 2 shirts in one. So that is definitely a hack. And then this is another travel hack that I always do, is I always like to bring a button-down shirt because you can wear it on its own if you want to be a bit more on the preppy elevated side, but it works as a layering piece. It works as a jacket. You can layer this over dresses, shirts, tank tops. It's such an easy piece. And in the warmer months too, you can go for 100% cotton, but I've learned to never leave home without a button-down shirt, especially in the warmer months. So that's gonna go in to my packing cube really easily. One tip for when you're packing for any time of year, winter, summer, doesn't matter, is to pack at least 1 bathing suit. Because if your accommodations have things like spas, saunas, pools, it's just like a nice thing to bring. I have a ton of space left in this packing cube, so I'm just gonna throw in 1 sports bra and 1 pair of workout shorts. So if I do wanna exercise and work out, I'm covered, but I can also lounge around in these if I want to. So again, versatile. You can wear things in more than one way. Pajamas I always like to pack together as a set. I always just sleep in like a crappy tank top that I'm no longer wearing. Folding them up together just makes it a bit more compact, and it's kind of just like a one set unit, and so you're not left looking for things in your packing cube. When it comes to bottoms, I think it's really important to make sure you're bringing different vibes, textures, and weights. So you want to make sure that you have kind of all your activities covered. On travel days, lounging around days, even long walking days, I'm going to be wearing my leggings just because they are the most comfortable, easy to move in. If I want to be a bit more cool but still comfortable, then I'm going to pack 1 pair of jeans. And since it's the warmer months right now, I'm going to pack something that's a bit more lightweight. This pair of pants is from Unbound Merino. These are awesome. These are amazing for travel, but these I love because you can dress them up, dress them down. They look like a dress pant, but they feel pretty sporty and athletic at the same time. I also went for the navy here because it's a little bit softer than black. They also pack away pretty small, And the final vibe I want to bring in is another texture, and I like that these are a bit of a lighter color to just break up all of the darker neutrals that I tend to gravitate towards. This way you just get a ton of variety. You get options to dress up, you get options to dress down, and it all fits in pretty compact. For layering pieces, I'm being super strategic here again. I want something sporty, something I can lounge around in, so I'm bringing this zip up from Unbound Merino. I sized up to a size medium in this one, and I like that it's actually a bit slimmer so that it packs up really nicely. You can just like throw it in a little ball, throw it in your bag. It'll look good with all of the bottoms that I have, and it's gonna be great for lounging around. So this I will actually probably wear on the plane together with my blazer. This blazer is a bit more oversized, and I'm considering it to be my blazer for layering and my outerwear. So I'm actually going to probably layer these two together and wear them on the plane so I don't even have to pack them. It's gonna be part of my airport outfit, and I think it's gonna look so chic. Shoes when you're packing can always be a little bit tricky. I always like to bring something that's comfortable and easy to walk in, a bit more athletic, and rule of thumb is to always wear the bulkiest items on the plane or while you're traveling. So I'm not actually going to be packing these. I will be wearing them on the travel day. Since it's summertime, I want a nice comfortable pair of sandals. These are great. They're actually new in my wardrobe. I was looking for a pair of more elevated sandals. I love these. They're so comfortable. They just feel a little bit more elevated. So these dress up and dress down so easily. I've packed these exact flats with me on the last 2 or 3 trips that I've gone on. They are so comfortable. As you can see, they're very well loved and well worn. They'll easily dress up any of the bottoms that I have. We're pretty good to go here. I'm gonna bring one pair of sunglasses with me. These are my favorites. They're really compact. They take up no space at all. They fold up super easily, just like that. I'm gonna bring one hat. It's nice and sporty, it's cute. It says tell your dog I said hi, which I mean every word of. This Lululemon crossbody bag has been so handy. It's got a lot of like hidden little compartments, so it feels very safe. It doesn't feel like you're gonna get stolen from. It takes up pretty much no space at all, and it's just really handy to travel hands-free when you're out walking around, sightseeing, doing your thing. But I feel like I haven't really ever needed more than this, and we don't really do anything too formal when we're out traveling, so this is more than enough. And as for socks and undies, my rule of thumb has always been to bring one pair for every day you're traveling, plus one extra, because you never know. But just know that this is also where laundry comes in handy. So now I hope that you're starting to see that with just a simple swap of a couple of pieces that you can pretty much be covered for any occasion while still feeling comfortable, cool, and stylish. This is travel capsule goals in my book. And as you can see, we have quite a bit of room left in this packing cube, which is the handy part. So if there is a little bit of shopping you want to do, there you go, you got space. And now that we've got the clothes packed, let's move on to liquids and toiletries. A lot of your creams and liquids need to fit into those 1 liter TSA approved bags, so for this, I think it's best to focus on the essentials only. If you're staying in a hotel or Airbnb, check to see if they supply things like shampoo, conditioner, body wash, so that way you don't need to pack it. For anything else, I like to decant my skincare into these little reusable bottles that I got off Amazon, and I really only bring what I need: cleanser, moisturizer, and SPF. For makeup, I actually really prefer cream products, but some airport security is really picky, so pack with caution. This is why I prefer to pack powders, and if you have a face palette that covers everything you need, with things like blush, bronzer, highlighter, and powder, you're pretty much good to go. Then I pack the other randoms but essentials like my toothbrush, floss, Q-tips, band-aids. Any liquids I'll actually carry with me in my backpack until we get through security, so it's much less of a panic, and then I'll put it in my luggage when I get to the gate. And for my one personal item, I always bring a backpack. This is because I don't like feeling lopsided, even though we all know that shoulder bags are way cuter to carry. In here I'll pack things like my iPad, my vlog camera, any chargers and cables that I need, my wallet, my passport, my keys, and my AirPods, and that's pretty much it. So now you know exactly how to pack for your next trip in a carry-on bag only, no matter where you're going or for how long. And if you need help packing for a winter trip, check out this video next. Safe travels! Bye!